we will talk briefly about it, then we'll go away.
Assuming that's you guys.
Assuming that I'm in the frame.
Yeah, I want to make sure you guys are there.
We're all in.
Yeah, you're there.
Okay, welcome back to this Tech Talk. We're just going to basically discuss more about technology in the world, the global aspect. Recently, Elon Musk launched the female wife that will be rolled out in 2024. And his idea is that it solves the challenge of dealing with emotions, because women are becoming more complex into this 21st century. And the best way is to come up with those female wife that can help excite men, because men love to be happy, they don't want to be stressed. You know what keeps a man happy is basically four things: respect, and then not being nagging sometimes by the women. And what I've seen with the technology is that they are not replacing the sexual pleasure. That, don't fear to mention the words, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just be bold. Yeah. uh, because the main thing is to have that interaction, and sometimes we get it after a long stretch of work. You get home, and instead of getting that happiness, warm welcome from your wife, and then you get that weird response, and then that's why the robot is coming in
Where
to
have you
solve that.
been?
Where have you been? And policing all the time. So that's why the concept of AI is coming up in 2021. No, 2024. 2024. Actually, it is already there,
They're already
but
working on it.
they're already working on it. But what my message to my only lady here, who is among us, Sarah, is that what are your fear as a woman? Do you feel like this technology is going to, one day it will replace the women? Because if you look at it in America, it is very hard to date in the US because women are over empowered. Women are, there's a lot of feminism in the US, and because of those empowerment, it is making men. You've heard about the issues of the anti-homosexuality bill, which was passed in Uganda, and you know what's happening in the state. Because a lot of men feel like it's easier to go and be with another man. But Elon said, no, I think I can solve this by having an AI robot, so that you don't go for your fellow man.
Yeah.
That's my perception. Okay? So, what's your take on that?
Well, my take is negative, 100% negative. One, because I'm a lady. I just imagine if, of course, when you're having your partner, there will be wrangles at any one time because we are humans. And if he has a backup of a robot, then if any wrangle happens, of course, me as a lady, I will not expect my man back because you'll get almost 50% of the happiness from the robot instead of I. So that will also be torturing me as a lady and my emotions. And the other thing, it will increase immorality. I could take it like that in the world because people will be taken up by robots. Of course, they will look like humans due to the technology that is ongoing. They will look like humans, and they will have the soft bodies like we guys do. But it is going to destroy the world in a variety of uh, aspects because men will always be overtaken by them, like by the robots to go and get happiness. My issue is happiness.
Just continue.
Yeah,
I forgot
and then
to
the
record
other
here.
thing, of course, if he has brought that in if he has brought that to, if you said your perception was to reduce homosexuality. Yes, for homosexuality I could buy it at a small percentage because it's not a good practice. At least going in for homosexuality, at least you could just go in for a robot. For that I can, but if I have a partner, we'll be in good terms, and then a robot comes up, of course I'll be worried. I as a lady. Yeah.
Okay. That's enough. This thing is just them. If you don't deal with nature, you guys have been in the forest a lot, and you get a lot of background destruction, and sometimes you. All right.
So, am I recording?
Yeah, I'm recording. I'm recording.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you're in the frame. You can talk.
I think on the issue of the wife bots, I thought I disagree with Mr. Elon. I look up to him in a lot of areas, but for this, that's a wrong concept. I don't know if we are supposed to solve evil with evil, because if we are not taking on homosexuality, as we, more especially Africans, we can't.
Just lean towards. Okay.
But now you tell us you're coming up with the wife bots. But however, Mr. Elon is a weird man. That guy has over like 3 wives, right? And he has 8+ kids. Now why is he telling us going for the wife bots? Yet also we want 3 wives. We want 10 kids. That's why we're working, so that we can care for our wives and our children. So Mr. Elon, for that, no.
And-
I'm not buying his idea.
And to add on that, the level or the level of growth in the numbers of population of the ladies is high
Yeah.
compared to the men. So it will be a very big disadvantage because he's overgrowing the population of the ladies. So instead of giving chance to other ladies, in case my man has married me and he could go in for other ladies. Because to me, as in my religion, it's accepted. But some men, he could go in for a robot, which would deny other ladies chance to be married, which is also a disadvantage. Yeah.
All right. Still on that same topic of the botic wife. Sometimes they call it botic or robot wife. Yeah, I feel personally, we are in the tech world. We're trying to solve problems for the next generations, and I'm sure that this discussion would help many people who don't know. Probably our new viewers who are going to be watching this episode, they may not be knowing much what we are talking about. But let me just try to introduce you to this concept. Recently, Elon Musk announced that he is going to launch a female wife robot uh, that is going to be AI driven, that will help deal with issues of emotions and handling a lot of stress level that men go through. But we have a lady here who is a strong advocate for female, and she's saying that some innovation are worth not taking it because of the impact that it will have in the nearby future. And to me, having interacted with what most of these genius, how I would call them, in the way they think to solve some of the problems. Personally, I would have it an open say so that we can discuss more about it. Probably we would get to know your opinion in our comment section. But I feel like the years to come, the next decades to come, when it comes to female wives, it's going to be something that some men would prefer, but I think traditionally people will not agree with it. But on the context of it fighting on anti-homosexuality, I think that would be a good thing. Uh, but to me personally, the concept of AI robots, I would support it because as a tech person, I know that when you have a wife home in form of a robot and takes the aspect of security, to me, in my thinking, because we literally try to brainstorm here and see. Because if I have a female wife home that deals with emotions, respect, and and security, because and probably guide in terms of my checkup, that things, because they are very accurate. To me, I would buy that, but not on the other side of production. Yeah, I could have both. I could have a AI wife, robot wife, and a normal wife, and in that way, I would have solved two problems with one with technology. So back to Zara.
Yes.
That's my thoughts about the AI robot wife.
Yes.
So, to you, you have fear that women will be replaced
Yes.
by the robotics.
Yes.
So, are these innovations sometimes scary in people's lives as
Very
women?
scary. As
What's
women,
your perception on it?
to me, I think it will reduce a lot in the women world. It will reduce a lot.
I think it will nurture some bit of respect to women.
Well, first take this
And,
case in point where you are a woman at home
Mm.
and you know if you stab your man, he has another option. can get a boat.
Mind you, the robots might be prettier than we, the ladies. Why
No,
not
no,
going
no,
for
no, no,
that?
no.
Yeah, it can happen.
No, it can't happen because you see, like you're a Muslim,
Mm.
a man is allowed to marry how many?
Forward, a
Four
maximum,
maximum,
Yes.
as long as you have money
as long as you can treat them equally.
equally. What if I also treat you and the robot equally?
Well, to me, in my religion, we don't buy it because you're taking an artificial intelligence thing
Mm.
to be a human, so it is not
But
both.
another thing is,
Mm.
I think the women are losing their dignity in this case. If you are to
Thank you.
consider a robot, remember this is a bot,
Mm.
something that shuts down when there's no power.
I know, right?
It's something that when it's,
But you weighed it
when it's
once.
corrupted,
You
something that's,
weighed it once. Remember, these are programmable
yeah, I
robots.
know. Okay,
But
it's
you weighed
yours.
it once,
Mm.
and you
Even if-
you don't buy food.
So,
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
question. Do you know what very many men are going to do? Is at home they're going to have the wife bot, and then they go to strip clubs or bars to get now the real sense of nature
Nature,
when they
yeah.
want women. But this isn't a we as Africans. I can't buy this. Not just as an African, but as someone who has grown up in a family, really knowing the core principles of a lady and a woman in a home, how they nurtured upbringing of children. Honestly, we must stick to having a real wife in our homes. Even we should even erase the option of the wife board because one, the wife, the mother to your kids also feels insecure. The kids themselves are growing up looking up to you, having sexual intercourse with the robot.
I know, right?
So that honestly, like to me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, of course, we've grown up here, so we're just trying to educate the world on what is coming. These are threats that are happening in the tech industry. Some innovations are good. We have talked about the good innovation, but we also need to be an advocate because many may not could have heard about what is being launched by Elon Musk. But to me, personally, I just want to keep it an open discussion so that we share our thoughts because many people
Yeah.
will probably learn from it.
Mm.
Elisha has said on that aspect, but let's look at it. Technology
Okay.
is having so many
We look at the both
advantages,
sides, advantage and
the
disadvantage.
advantages and the disadvantages.
Yeah.
Probably, could you start with the advantages because you've been so much onto the
Well,
negatives.
for the advantages, I would say they are to the men. Well, the one advantage I could start with is, of course, you said you wear it once. You know, with ladies, all the time I would need expensive clothes, going out, eating well. So, but you wear the robot once, you can even put on that only at once.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing actually. So that would be an advantage to the men because they will not spend more. And then the other thing, okay, the other bit of it, which I would not buy, but it could be an advantage is, when I'm a lady, there is that period whereby I'm not in mood. So that implies that maybe you can go
Dealing
and
with the
take.
emotion, so I could go there and talk to my
So,
robot.
on top of that, an advantage to the ladies,
It's an advantage because
your
you will not
man is always
overstrain me.
happy. So
When you need me and I'm not available, you go in for your robot.
But do you know those robots can be programmed in a way that they solve your problems, not any other problems?
Well, if it's programmed in such a way that it will also help me because it will not have emotions. Like we ladies can have that bad
Emotion.
attitude towards another lady that my man could be trying to date. But with a robot, it's very easy. It will not have emotions on me. So I'll be like the real wife. The robot will just be like a helper to my man. So yeah.
Now, you see, that's why I say that let's first look at the advantages. You see, some robots can be, to me, I feel they can, the idea is not a bad idea. They can probably program it to help our women at home solve them with challenges of cooking, washing clothes. Of course, we have those, but they can help to monitor. Because sometimes when you're cooking, you leave the food onto the stove and then it gets burned. But the robots can tell you that it's already ready and you need to go and pick it. So that's why, to me, personally, I would wish, let me say this on camera, I would wish to have a female wife, which is a robot. That's my wish.
by
But
the
I-
way,
what
by
I
the
could
way, yeah,
say-
but it's
what I
true.
could
You
say-
see,
To have a female helper.
Okay,
Not
okay,
even,
okay.
because if we turn
Okay,
a robot
Sarah
into
said
a-
that I changed I
phrase.
changed I rephrased that I should have a female helper
yeah, instead
in
of a
form of
wife.
a robot, But that robot
Should also help you in some other way.
should, in which image? Should it look a man or a woman? Back
Because
to you,
currently,
Zara.
what you've just said of
Mm,
maybe the food has burned, of course, it will help out all this.
mm,
But if I put it in a nature perspective,
mm,
if I bring it like, do you know, doing something that is wrong and you really know that is wrong,
mm,
having maybe intercourse with a robot, you
mm.
really know that it's not a human.
But
I don't know how you
but
can.
But I
And
think
let's look at it logically. This is a design, the prototype. So if I have the prototype that does not have that, because you see, I've seen quite a number of robots that have been built, and they don't have that. Actually, even when you interact, because these robots are designed for you to talk to them. Let me tell you something about them so that you understand. The idea is we have the tablets at home that you could, it's also a robot, but you can talk to it. Okay,
mm,
like Apple design, Apple, Google, the Google tab. So these are robots that you can really communicate to them. But why it's coming in form of the shape of a wife is that when it comes to entertainment, these robots, you can dance with them according to what we are seeing in the online on Twitter, the photos, the images that we are seeing. You can dance with them, you can talk with them, because for us men, we have our four core challenges that we have with women. Because to me, I feel we need respect,
mm.
okay, and sometimes with women, they look at things in a situation. If things are not going well, they change because for them they are not static.
Yeah.
1 minute she's happy, the next minute things have changed totally. And we try to look at that in an aspect that let's have the robot to help. When you have changed, I go back to the robot.
but I really wonder because it's like something that is not natural. Like I'm having my phone. I really love it,
Mm,
but in any one time, I feel like it's not something that will make okay. Or it makes me happy going to social media or something.
mm,
But having a robot, I really don't feel. If I'm a man, I
mm.
don't know how
So
I
if they
can deal with
created,
a
what if they
robot.
created a husband bot?
I would not. I would also not buy that because I really don't know how I can interact with a husband. It's something that is not real. Something that is not real.
Nature doesn't support that.
It's like finding an idol or like something like that and try interacting with it. So I feel like just because a robot has different things of talking, conversing, and all that, but it will not think actually.
Mm.
It will do what is it's programmed
Programmed to
to
do.
do.
Yeah.
But
So
they learn. We have learning
yeah, they
robots.
learn, they
You
learn
keep
it,
switching them to what you want.
but they will not be perfect like we humans
Okay, what do you hate most about the robots?
because they're taking away nature.
They're taking away nature.
Yes,
Do you believe that at one point the robots will replace the women?
it can. Nature is changing everything. They will.
Mm.
Yes.
It's
And
possible.
are you really scared about it? About this innovation that are
Um.
coming up?
I'm
Should the
really.
government put a hold on some of the
It
innovations?
can put a hold because
Mm.
innovations are really changing the world, and the government needs them. They really need technology and they need innovations all the time. That's why they embrace them. So I feel like it will want to put a stop, but at one point it will see itself failing because at the end of the day we are going in a very, very digital world.
Yeah, people are using their own resources, so it's hard for the government
Okay,
to stop them.
just for you, if you don't know what we are discussing, we are talking about AI robot wives. But my perception here is that some of these technologies that are coming up are becoming a threat to the next generation. But one thing that I want you, our viewers, to know is that one thing that I've really liked about technology, it's helping in solving some of the societal problems that we have. But with the introduction of AI, there's going to be a lot of unemployment.
Yeah,
What do
that's
you
true.
think about it?
Oh, well, we've already seen it actually.
Mm.
Me, like at times people are
Well,
subscribing
you
to.
should advise the government now at this point, because if you see unemployment coming and there are
And
more of the
to
tech.
what I can advise the government to do is to embrace people join the tech world so that they can be part of the changing technology to change instead of technology changing them.
Okay.
Yes. So because we've already seen this, the other days you used to sit down and write something or do something that is you're going to present somewhere, but currently you just tell the maybe AI to do it, take it somewhere, and they really say you're smart, but literally you're not.
But I think start from there. Being able to use the AI very well, you must be smart.
Thank you.
So I just think, okay, unemployment will come, but not for all. For people who want not
It's
to think
going to,
outside the
actually
box.
the rate of unemployment is going to be high.
Yeah.
In a
But
situation where you have about 50 workers, you may only need 10.
That's why
but
I
now
embrace other
you see
people
the
too.
thing is here. If the numbers of doing work are going to change, but the productivity is going to increase. So it implies if you are currently, let's assume it's a school, you embrace AI for research work, for it implies your students, if they use them right, they may not have the stuff in their head, but they will learn how to apply the
Let's
stuff
apply to
in the
work.
real world.
Yeah.
So it implies since productivity is going high, we must embrace technology regardless of the unemployment sector. So it implies if the country, this money is increasing, the government's money is increasing, the revenue is increasing, it implies the services to the people are also increasing or are getting better. So we must embrace technology, and I'm sure unemployment will come for those who are not dynamic.
Yes.
You must roll with the world. If right now AI has come, because literally if you check, you're seeing women plugins coming. They're not created by ChatGPT, but people are customizing their own ChatGPT plugins. Now, for instance, so far we have seen AIs which can generate for us videos, convert text to video, text to image. It implies that this kind of work, if you've been working in a photo studio, taking photos, editing,
Edit.
now you should think better. What should I do?
Yeah.
So it's all about us being dynamic.
All right. Now, I love to share this concept to change the narrative of our people in the tech industry. Recently, I've been able to visit people who have never been in the world of civilization. There's a tribe in Tanzania that is called the Azabe. They still live in the SN way. They are far from civilization. Actually, it's the nature, the tourists that go to visit them are the one that are changing them. So let's relate this in our villages. I believe we all have villages and we come from our villages. What do you think our old uh, grandparents are missing in this current generation? Do you feel we should have remained in uncivilized world, or we should continue with the civilization?
I feel we should continue with the civilization because it's changing us a lot and it's making work easier for everyone compared to the old ancient days whereby our grandparents used to overwork to get something very little. But currently, you just even don't work, use your head, everything comes out so smart and well. Yes.
Yeah,
What's your take on that?
I think we should stick to this because it's what we have. One thing as a
We can't
person,
revert.
yeah, something as human beings we must learn to live without regret. If you make a step, don't think on how can I go back and start from zero. Think on how can I utilize what's there. So right now, for the people who are in our villages, we have people who don't know. But it's a challenge that I'm going to face in my forthcoming project called Afilan. It's a people are going to be you find you're giving someone a service, but you still have to invest in teaching them how to use the service. Yet listen, the government would have solved this by empowering technology everywhere. So say, one, that's why you see countries like people who come from developing countries like Uganda, who the innovators suffer a lot. You find you have to as you make a budget, you have to put a budget for training, not this technical training, but just simple training, knowing that a back button looks like this. You get, but now when we versus the two, the uncivilized world and the civilized world, you're going to see that before we had very many conflicts in the tribe, tribal conflicts. We had family wrangles.
Because that thing has
Yeah.
disorganized it.
But now you're going to that due to civilization, people have realized they can live without even their family. If your family betrays you, you can move on and have a good life. And that's what we want. If my best friend betrays me, I can still be independent. If I'm a wife, if a wife and husband divorce, they can live separately and they all have a good life. So I think civilization is the way to go.
Okay. Thank you. There's some noise in the background. We're going to stop this episode here. You'll catch us on another episode. This is the team that you'll always be seeing talking too much about the technology and what we think about the future. And this is what we will be giving you in our weekly episodes. Probably we'll be loading them every Saturday or every Sunday. But if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribe. Let's tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe,
Please subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification button.
And
Thank you.
don't miss the
like.
update. Like, share. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
All right, you guys.
Because you can get a phone.
Open up, I have my baby. Both songs. Trimmer. Get it up. Then after that, a spoon up also.
Let's wait for but have they replied once? When I will reply.
They will. I will, but
That be sure.
oh.